G'day guys, welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to finish off the stiffeners and hopefully cut out some new braces that are going right down the bottom of the hull that join the keel to those stiffeners I put in. These ones I'm putting in today are basically the backbone of the boat, or these ones I want to cut out today are basically the backbone of the boat. The engine sits above them and it is basically stopping the whole thing from twisting when you apply power. I'm only putting 250 horsepower in there, so there's not a lot of power, not like there was. Originally it had 600 horsepower in there. This thing doesn't need that. I'm never going to be trawling with it, I'm only going to be cruising with it. So what will happen after that is I've got to put some stiffeners up on the inside, as I explained in the last episode, and I've got to do a bit of welding on the inside to get it ready to jack the front of the boat up. So I need to jack the front of the boat up so that I can move that jack stand. It's that one. It's that one there. I need to move that aft. The reason for that is because I now need to cut out whole section where that is standing. So today I'll be measuring up that distance as well that I need to make a stand up for the jack. So just a few little bits and pieces here and there that need to be done. Once I get it all well, I'm not completely welding it, I'm only welding sort of a structural area so that I can do the jacking part. So I don't bend anything underneath while I'm jacking it. So braces go up to the floor of the wheelhouse. They'll be going on that bulkhead wall actually. And then weld out all the section, just in a general sort of an area, just where I'm going to be putting the new jack, or be putting the stand. I'll kick on and I hope you enjoy the episode. Cheers. Okay, so as I said earlier, I'm just going to put these stringers in. They're not as big as the ones were on the other side. So I'm just going to pop them in, and then I'm going to make up a piece of plate to go in here where the stringers finish. So it'll go right down the very bottom, limber hole, up over the keel, back down, another limber hole, and back up to where this basically it'll go back up to where this finishes. So a piece of plate will be sort of that big. And then I have to make a cutout for it, for the base of the engine to sit in, so the sump of the engine will sit in there. I downloaded a drawing for the engine today, so hopefully it's fairly accurate. I will check it out. So for now, I'll just fit those stringers. I'll measure up these new gussets or whatever. It sounds like I'm going to get a wet bum. I can hear a massive storm coming. Very grey looking outside. I might just tuck all my gear up there for the second. The things I really don't want to get wet are the welding rods and the electrical equipment. The welding rods are like, I think about $80 a box now. So I don't want to have to throw a full box of rods out just because I got them wet. They don't like it very much. Alrighty, I'll just find some hearing protection. I'll grind this fella off. Well, didn't that turn into an adventure? I ended up like a drowned rat. I stayed inside the boat as long as I possibly could, but in the end I was in a tiny little ball up in the corner just welding away, and I'd run out of things to weld. So yeah, now it's all just soaked in there, so there's no point even trying to continue on today. I am going to have to get the tarp set up over the roof. Yeah, just a little bit too much to kind of handle. So I've got a few tarps at home that'll do the job. Right, so today's Tuesday, so hopefully I'm back onto this on Thursday and then again on Friday. They're sort of the 3 days that I can work on it through the week. I doubt I'm going to get any weekend stuff done this week because we need to go down and get Hawkeye ready to sell her. So what I'm doing here now, I'm just going to mark out this plate just to make those larger gussets that go right down the bottom of the keel. Go up over the keel and then go up the sides onto those long stringers. So I'm just going to mark them out now. I'll cut them out and then I'll trial fit them inside and go from there, and hopefully I should be able to. Well, there's a bit I've got to do to these yet, but I need to bring a bench over because I've got to bend up some flat bar to stiffen this up a bit. Alrighty, I'll kick on. Cheers. Okay, so we've just trimmed up our basic shape. So now I'm just going to cut it out with the plasma and see how we go with it. Okay, so this is our basic shape of this stiffener that's going in the bottom of the keel there. So the keel goes up through here. These are a limber hole. That goes up on the floor of the hole, and these come up the sides of the stringers. I'm just going to give them a clean up with the grinder. Plug it in, might help. So I just need to do a little bit of a trim, so I'm just going to go and get the chalk and just mark up there and then take the plate back out and trim it up. Just not fitting quite right, so we'll tidy it up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up some dies so I can heat the flat bar and fold it around the dies, and then once I've made it I'll trim this out to the shape of that flat bar. Okay, so now we're just going to heat this up until it's a nice cherry red, and then we're going to keep folding it around as we bend. Over bent it a little bit, so I'm just had to give it a bit of a tap to straighten it up. Mark these radiuses. Mark that off. Well, there's one. There's one complete, and I will say it's not even bent. Might have bent it now. Okay, so I've finished making those ribs. I'm just putting the two of them in here for now, and then what I'll be doing is putting a temporary brace from here up to there and there up to there, and then I'll go outside after I've put these braces in, and I'll jack the front of the boat up just that little bit. Then I'll move this stand that's underneath this bulkhead down, so then I can start to do the repairs on that bulkhead. I think all I'll probably get done today is just these fitted in. There's a bit of dicking around to put those braces in because I have to cut them at a couple of different angles. Alright, well I'm pretty happy how they've turned out. They're extremely solid. That's all for this episode. I thought I was going to get a little bit more done, but these things took an hour each, so there's a couple of hours in that, just in making them, and probably an hour and a half in fitting them up, welding them in. So in the next episode I'll put this brace in, up to there and up to there, and then jack the boat, cut this wall out, and then I can make these longitudinal stringers. After I've done that, I can then make the rest of these ribs up, and when I've made all the ribs up, I'm going to use the MIG process to do it. This just took too long welding it with the stick, so the only reason I didn't use the MIG is because where I'm making these is uncontrolled. There's a lot of wind, and I know now what I've got to make out of these, so I can make them with inside the shed, so I don't have to be doing it out in the weather. Alright, until next week, stay safe, be good.